Hi, welcome back to Psychic Grandma's channel. I hope you're all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you're located, and thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Um, in this video, I would like to talk about, my very last video that I did about God has a bigger plan. Um, I want to talk about this a little bit more. Sometimes things have to hit bottom. You know what I mean? Let's say, the struggle of somebody who has an addiction. Sometimes they have to hit rock bottom. Um, so that's what I feel like about the world right now, too, with everything going on in the world. Like I said in the last video about WAR. um, which sucks. Um, but I feel like it's a part of the awakening, like I did in other videos. Like there's many awakenings, in the sense of, like I was talking about before, like psychic abilities. If you have psychic abilities, it's going to get stronger. And the truth is going to come out more, and we're going to understand so much more. So many people won't be sleeping. There's still a lot of people that's still sleeping, which I'm a little disappointed in, but it's all in God's time, not in our time. And we got to remember that. But then the awakening too, which I feel like for the world, is God is cleansing the earth. I think that's what's happening, and this is why there's there's more reasons, but I think that's the bigger picture, is God is cleansing the earth. He's cleansing us. He's trying to wake up people, in a spiritual way, to go back to Him, to pray more, okay? Get more spiritual. That's why in the last video, too, I happened to mention about let's pray more, let's meditate more, because I feel like it's a cleansing's going on. But we have to hit rock bottom before it could be cleansed. That's the beginning of the process of cleansing. When you're trying to get rid of negative energy. Let's say, for example, you're walking around your house and you're cleansing your home, if you ever heard of that, to get rid of any negative energy. So you're walking with your white sage, and it's lit. Okay, you have the smoke coming off it. That's dark. It's kind of like dirty having smoke. It's like cigarette smoke. It smells better than cigarette smoke, but it's kind of like that, you know what I mean? And that's the dirty part of it. But once all that sage goes through your house, and then you open up a door a little bit or a window a little bit and you let it all out, then you could just feel the lightness, okay, in your home. It's totally different. Before you cleanse, it was so heavy and thick, that negativity. Or another example is like through a thunderstorm, and we're in the middle of a thunderstorm, okay? But after a thunderstorm passes, then it's like, like fresh air, it's not muggy from that storm. It feels almost like spring. When spring just first gets here, you could smell the flowers that's blooming, all that, So I think there's a cleansing going on with this awakening. And part of that is, and I hate to say that, but I have to say it, it's part of the WAR, the cleanse, to get rid of that negative energy. By cleansing, there's always a sacrifice, and that's like the sacrifice of people that passed on both sides of wherever that chaos is happening. I hate to see anybody die. I don't care what side you're on. You know what I mean? Loss of life is awful because life is precious. So I feel like, so God is working, and that's why I want everybody to keep their faith, trust in the Lord, because we will come out of this storm. But like I was saying a couple minutes ago, we're in the middle of the storm, or even the beginning of the storm. I feel like in my bones, I could be wrong, but I feel like it's going to get worse. It might get worse here, in the United States. So be prepared. I always say one of my favorite saying, don't be scared, be prepared. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I've been feeling this for a couple years now, that I would tell my close family members or whatever, I think something bad is really going to happen here in the United States. Something like, the twin, in New York. Not sure what I could say and what I can't say. But, so I think something, is going to come down that's going to be very terrible, especially for us, because we take things for granted here. Somebody might not like me saying that, but we do. We take things for granted. We haven't had that experiences like maybe Germany did in the past, or what these other countries are going through right now. So that would be a real shock to us all. It would be so bad, because I don't know if most of us would even know how to mentally cope with that, because some people don't even want to think about it, never mind live through it. But that's why I would say, don't be scared, be prepared, because I really do believe if your heart's open to God and you accept God, you'll be all right, no matter what. The way I look at it, this is what like. If you make it through that experience, praise the Lord. You know what I mean? That's great. If you made it through a bad experience like that, and then you can keep living your life. But then if you don't, then I feel like, well, being in heaven too is great. So, so I don't know. That's the way I look at it. Like, whatever way it happens, to me, it's like a win-win situation. But, I'm sure everybody don't feel that way, but I do. I'm just saying how I feel. But, which, I just want everybody to kind of like watch your surroundings. With everybody coming across the border, we don't even know where these people are, who they are. Some of them, of course, we do, but I'm talking about the ones that they can't keep track of. They don't know where they are and all that. And I'm not saying all people are bad who's coming over the border either. I just want people to come over the border legally, the right way. But they're overtaking the United States, you know what I mean? And maybe I look at it differently because I'm here in Texas, but so like I was saying, we don't know who's really coming over. So I'm kind of leery there, I'm a little like being prepared of what kind of action might be in our near future that might happen. So that's why I said, don't be scared, have faith in God. God knows the bigger picture, and leave it up to God, but be prepared and watch your surroundings. That's why honestly, and some people might hate me for this, and I don't really give a, what, but that's why it irritates me so much with some people still sleeping, because they are not going to have a clue. They are going to be so surprised if something did happen. I'm not saying something's going to happen, but I like to be prepared, and I like to have that, what if in my head. I like to think for myself. Even if somebody thinks I'm crazy, I don't really care. And I go by my inner feelings because I am psychic. Um, and I'm a medium. So I learned at a very young age to go by my feelings, listen to my body, listen to what my soul is saying. So I'm prepared in many ways. I won't go into details, but I'm very prepared emotionally. And I want people, with my spirit, I want people to get that way too, not just by being prepared, like making sure you have enough food or your money situation or whatever people say, or, you know, uh, GUN, whatever. There's all different ways to be prepared. But the most important, I believe, is to be prepared is your soul. Have trust. Know everything's going to be all right, no matter what the outcome is going to be. It's going to be okay. But be prepared in a lot of different categories. That's what I would like to tell everybody. And like I said, you got to hit rock bottom, and we haven't got there yet. And I do feel like we're going to hit rock bottom. So more people will wake up. More people won't take things for granted so much. Um, I'm just using this for a little example. Like say you got parents and it's only normal, and the kids take advantage, no matter if their kids are 30 years old and they take advantage of their parents, you know what I mean? Or they just, or let's say you're hiking, and you're jumping off these rocks and you're taking it for granted because, nah, nothing can happen to me. I'm not going to fall over this cliff and die. I'm not going to take a selfie and then fall over the side. Think before you act. But, you know what I mean? Because they think, oh, nothing's going to happen to me. So we take that for granted until something does happen, like you lose your parents. Then you're thinking, man, I should have been nicer, or I should have talked to them more, or I should have took them out, for dinner more, or whatever. You know what I mean? You always question yourself after somebody passes or whatever, because you take it for granted. And trust me, like I was saying earlier, we're United States, we're not used to being in a situation like some of these countries, what they're going through now. So we take it all for granted. We think, oh, everything's going to be all right. I'm going to the movies. I'm going to go grocery shopping. I'm going over a friend's house, and they're not preparing. They don't even listen to the news because they don't want to hear it. Hello, you better hear it. You better hear it loud, because then you can be prepared and plan. That's all. I'm not saying to be scared. That's the last thing I want. I don't believe people should live in fear. But just be prepared, and yeah. So I just want to bring that up today is, I don't think we're at rock bottom yet, but we need to get to rock bottom so then it could be cleansed. How many times do you see where they're having incidents, like say Germany, okay, what happened many years ago, okay? Oh, awful. But look at it years later, how people go, they travel to Germany, they might love the area, everything's different, what I mean? Like new buildings, maybe new trees, new way of living than back then. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, because it was cleansed. It was awful the way it had to be cleansed, but sometimes that's what needs to happen to stop these higher, powerful people that's in charge. Besides trying to vote people out of the office and all that to try to cleanse a certain power, sometimes God will say enough is enough, and this is what happens to cleanse the earth. And I think that's what's going on. That's my 2 cents. Hey, I'm only a grandma on YouTube, you know, so maybe I'm all wrong. Oh, sorry. See, I got all worked up. But anyways, that's my 2 cents today. So just don't be scared, be prepared, and watch your surroundings. And please leave everything in God's hands. And no matter how rough it might get in the future, but please watch your surroundings and really think for yourself. And I hope everybody who's sleeping wakes up, because the alarm clock is about to go off. That's what. Okay. So I hope you have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you're located. And I'll talk to you in the next video. If you still love me after this video. Okay. God bless. Hey, if you agree with me, put a number 1 in the comment area. Don't be scared, be prepared, and things might get a little rocky. But you know what? It's only God cleansing everything. Okay, so things can change for the better. Okay, we have to just get through the storm before the sun shines again. God bless you all. And please, pass that white light forward. Talking about the sun. Please pass that light forward. Tell somebody you love them today. God bless.